That frozen meal you just put in the microwave may not only be heating your food, it could also be heating chemicals you can't see. Microwaving food seems harmless until the container itself becomes a hidden risk. Some plastic and foam trays can change under heat, especially when the food is high in oil or sauces. Yet there are safer designs, and the difference is almost never pointed out to you. In this video, we reveal what the food industry never tells you, what's left off the labels, and the truths that never make it into advertising. We'll take a hard look at 5 frozen food brands you should avoid, and explain why 2 meals that look almost identical can carry completely different risks once you put them in the microwave. But don't worry, by the end of the video we'll also guide you toward brands that are genuinely better tasting, and more trustworthy, so you can make choices that are informed, confident, and safe. If you rely on frozen foods regularly, this video may change what you choose the very next time you shop. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone you care about, because your health shouldn't be decided by blind convenience. First, Marie Callender's. From the 1950s through the 1980s, the name Marie Callender's was synonymous with hot pies, home-style dinners, and a sense of comfort at the end of a long day. Then the industrial machine took over. Portions grew larger, sauces became thicker, starch levels increased, and science is beginning to show that those foods are no longer as safe or as reassuring as people once remembered. Independent heating tests have shown that Marie Callender's pot pies and pasta meals often struggle to reach safe internal temperatures when microwaved. The edges bubble violently, while the center lingers below the threshold needed to kill bacteria. And it doesn't stop there. Thin plastic trays exposed to hot fats create conditions for plastic additives to migrate into the food. A silent process, but one that has been documented in scientific research. Take a look at the ingredient label. High sodium, saturated fat, modified food starch, emulsifiers, the familiar formula of heavily industrialized food, not something meant for a family dinner table. Marie Callender's is still selling memories, still invoking home-style comfort. But beneath that nostalgic shell lies a production system that doesn't prioritize microwave safety, doesn't prioritize the eater, only scale. 2. Hungry Man. A massive tray meal, thick cuts of meat, heavy brown gravy. Everything about it is designed to make you believe you're being fed well, fed solid. And Americans believe it. They believe that if it's frozen food, it must have been handled safely. They believe that following the instructions on the package is enough. But science doesn't believe in slogans. Thick beef paired with fatty gravy is a microwave's worst nightmare. Heat waves don't penetrate evenly. The outside of the meal can be scorching hot, bubbling, steaming, painful to touch, while the inside, the center core, is only lukewarm, sometimes even cold, not safely cooked. The FDA is clear. Beef must reach 165 degrees at the center to be safe. But heating tests show that Hungry Man meals often fail to reach that temperature when prepared exactly according to the package instructions. The result is cold spots, low temperature zones where bacteria remain alive, waiting for your first bite. And when hot fat rubs against the glossy plastic tray, the risk of plastic additive migration into the food adds yet another layer of danger. Hungry Man doesn't fail by accident. They deliberately trade microbial safety to preserve the image of a giant meal. A meal that looks tough and masculine, yet ignores the most basic science of heat and microbiology. 3. Banquet. Banquet has never hidden its ambitions. From the very beginning, the brand made its position clear. Cheap, convenient, mass market. One tray for every household, every night, every budget. But when low price becomes the core strategy, safety is forced to become a variable. Banquet's product structure is essentially a microwave equation that's flawed by design. One tray, multiple compartments, meat, potatoes, gravy, sometimes even dessert. On paper, it sounds reasonable. But each compartment has a different density, different moisture levels, and different thermal reactions. Microwaves don't differentiate. They treat everything the same. The result is predictable. One section boils aggressively while another is barely warm. Public heating tests have shown that even when the tray is visibly steaming, parts of the meal still fail to reach safe internal temperatures at the core. It looks cooked, but not every part is actually safe. The ingredient list makes the problem even clearer. Extremely high sodium levels, processed fats, stabilizers. Substances that make food cheaper and more shelf-stable, but also make reheating chaotic and difficult to control. Banquet doesn't hide this. They simply accept one reality. When low price is the strategy, safety is no longer a fixed priority. It becomes a variable. But the problem doesn't stop at the tray design or compartment layout. When we move into another category of products, smaller, cheaper, and seemingly more harmless, the risk doesn't disappear. It simply changes form. It's no longer the chaos of extreme heat, but quiet chemical reactions taking place inside the very sauce you assume is safe. 4. Michelinas. Michelinas survives on a very common belief. Pasta, sauce, cheap, easy to eat. No thinking required. No label reading, just put it in the microwave. But that very simplicity hides a small chemical disaster repeated over and over again. The cream sauces in Michelina's meals are built on a fragile emulsion. When heated unevenly, that structure breaks down. Oil separates and rises to the surface, where it is exposed to higher temperatures than the rest of the food, and when fats are pushed past their limits, cholesterol and proteins begin to oxidize. No smoke, no burning, just a faint, off taste that many people ignore. Nutrition research has shown that oxidized fats, when consumed regularly, are associated with cardiovascular stress and chronic inflammation. Michelinas does not cause immediate harm. It is dangerous because of the quiet repetition of these small chemical reactions, little by little, slowly eroding health without any warning. 5. Stouffer's. Stouffer's pasta dishes and mac and cheese are built on a familiar structure: starch combined with dairy. The problem is that this combination creates its own insulating layer. The edges of the tray boil aggressively and release steam, while the core warms up slowly. It looks finished, but in reality, the heat is never evenly distributed. Science is very clear on this. Bacillus spores, a heat-resistant type of bacteria, can survive if food does not reach a sufficient internal temperature, especially in starch-heavy meals. When this is combined with high sodium levels, dairy concentrates, and chemical thickeners, you end up with a meal that looks harmless but is loaded with industrial additives that can negatively affect human health. Stouffer's is no longer a family food. It is a starch and dairy mass optimized for assembly lines, where the reputation of the past conceals thermal risk that science can no longer ignore. After a long list of brands that traded safety for scale and speed, the question is no longer, is frozen food bad? It's whether anyone is still making it the right way. And the answer is right below. A few names in the frozen food industry still meet safety standards when used properly. First, Whole Foods Market, the 365 frozen meals line. No flashy slogans, no exaggerated promises, just meals that quietly do what they're supposed to do. And yet, Whole Foods Market's 365 frozen meals bring back something many Americans haven't felt in a long time: honesty. The ingredient lists are clearly disclosed and easy to read, with significantly fewer synthetic additives than the industry average. According to Whole Foods published data, many 365 products eliminate more than 100 restricted additives, including artificial colors and controversial preservatives. Many items keep their ingredient counts deliberately minimal, focusing on familiar foods that the body can more easily recognize and process. The trays and portion sizes are thoughtfully designed, allowing for better heat control during reheating and reducing the risk of the hot outside, cold inside problem that has long raised concerns. Whole Foods doesn't claim to be good for everyone. They simply do what can be verified: less industrially manipulated food, clean and clear flavors, light and balanced, vegetable aromas that still feel fresh, grains that aren't buried under excess salt or fat. In an industry accustomed to cutting corners, 365 frozen meals remind us of something simple yet valuable. Trust can be rebuilt, starting with the smallest, most decent choices. 2. Amy's Kitchen. If Whole Foods 365 feels orderly, Amy's Kitchen offers reassurance in a quieter, more understated way. Amy's philosophy is consistent from ingredients to packaging. There's no need for noise or hype to persuade you. Amy's recipes use less oil, which means a lower risk of fat oxidation during reheating. A small detail, but one with meaningful implications for long-term cardiovascular health. The paper trays, BPA-free, are designed to withstand heat consistently, avoiding the chemical risks commonly associated with thin plastic packaging. The recipes themselves are also engineered so heat distributes evenly, reducing the familiar problem of boiling edges and a cold center. This isn't luck. It's the result of intentional design. According to published data, Amy's has completely eliminated artificial colors and synthetic preservatives across its entire frozen food line. When you eat it, you can clearly taste the vegetables. The sauces are balanced, and the salt never overwhelms. Amy's doesn't sell a feeling of peace of mind through advertising. They build it through design, data, and clean ingredient lists. Something increasingly rare in an industry that's grown accustomed to doing things faster rather than doing them right. After everything we've uncovered, the message is clear. Not all frozen foods are created equal. Some brands have traded safety for speed, scale, and profit. But there are still names out there that choose transparency, responsible design, and real data over empty promises. The question for you is simple. The frozen meal you put in the microwave every day, which side is it on? Industrial convenience or basic decency? Take a moment, read the label, look closely at the packaging, and make your choice based on understanding, not habit. If this investigation helped you see things more clearly, please like, subscribe, and share it so more Americans don't continue placing their health in the hands of vague, questionable choices. We'll be back to keep breaking down the questions the food industry doesn't want you to ask.